Hello, I'm glad to be here. When I was a kid, I was a typical student of public school, but I like to play and I like to explore new things. I like to discuss, ask questions, and I like to make things. And these all things was something wrong in the school because that disrupt lessons. So I have my own parallel system for learning, some PC games, scouting, and things like that, maybe Dungeons and Dragons. And we work with friends on many projects when we was young. I am young, but when I was a child. So after 17 years I was spent in school, I realized that something missed me. It was freedom, maybe play, and work with real problems. So I decided to change this and find way how to change education. In Hemisphera, we want innovate education, but we don't do this by classical way, like political activism or some change inside system, but we make it with our business. We want to make pressure on the system. We use market as a force to transform education because it's a signaling system for other participants on the market. I call this entrepreneurial activism, and it's the method in which you try to change system by using knowledge of the market mechanisms. Okay, so in practice, it means we develop some products that are concurrence to the classical state education, and we compete in the fields that classical system can't resolve, or in fields that we think are not well resolved. The main reason for this all is that Slovak education resists to any change for many years. It's a little freedom in the Slovak education, so some evolutionary change isn't possible. Today I show you some our products and services, and I say you how we develop them and how we come to this position, and then I show you some inspirations that inspires me, and I say you about what mean the radical innovation in the education for me. Okay, so this is my old school, and this is what we do. Our first product is a gamification system. That means we use game mechanics and gaming psychology to enhance attention and motivation of our students. They have some challenges like here, they can program something in the Scratch, and then they can earn some experience points, some levels, some coins, and they can compete together in some leaderboards. They can earn coins, so they can buy something on our market or shop, and that learns them to saving money and set our goal, set own goals that can they achieved. So it looks like this, and we use it in every product we have. Okay, then we have our summer camp. It's I can say some summer camp based on freedom, because children have many possibilities there. They can do sport, they can create things, they can do crafts, and they can play board games or working with PC. They have freedom to choose what they want to do. This freedom is base, and superstructure on it is this gamification system. Children very like this system because they sometimes come maybe 3 or 4 times during the summer, because we have 1-week batches, and during the summer we have more than 300 children. So they have their environment where they can explore what they like, what they want to learn, and they have time for relax and fun. Okay. Then we have GameCraft. GameCraft is a game development course for children, where they can learn programming, graphic and game design, and many other things like project management, teamwork, and some cooperation and effectivity in the work with PC. They can choose in which field they want to specialize. Everyone work on something else. There are children there are very young, maybe 8 years old, and then there are children that are 15 years old, and older children helps the younger. So we have very good atmosphere there, and they after they learn something, maybe Scratch, maybe Construct, that are engines, maybe Unity, then can specialize in graphics or in programming, and they can make a multidisciplinary team and work on more complex things. So they learn teamwork and stuff like that. We cooperate with some game developer studios. For example, Pixel Federation. I don't know if you know Pixel Federation. It's a big company that makes game, and so we can offer children opportunity to see how it works in the real world. For example, they can go to internship, or they can go to game jams where they coding games in short time, or they can go to excursion. So they see what is the real life of the game developer. We are in on the 7 schools now. We have more than 150 children that learn game development, and this is the 4th year from the start. We start with this product. So many children have own games, own websites, and some of them want maybe have in future own game company. Okay, now we're working on the new product that's EduQuest, and it's long-term educational LARP. LARP means live action role play. It's combine education with the story. We have story where is a super villain, allies, some adventure, and the children are in the role of the space cadets. They explore space and visit some planets, and on every planet is some problem. They must to resolve. The main theme of this capital is Maslow pyramid of needs. Every planet symbolizes one of the human needs. For example, hunger. We have planet where is desert, and some alien ask the cadets that they want to, if they want to help him, and he won't grow the food on the surface. So then comes the educational part, where children come to the computer and to find some information on the internet. They work with informations and making own project. So they learn in this planet biology, geography, working with information, and many other things. And there will be planets with mathematics challenges, with maybe first aid challenges and other. So we now use the special thing because the teacher is the actor that plays the NPCs, non-player characters, for non-gamers. Okay, and we have this program, FaceRig, and it's mapping the face of the teacher to this animated character, so children can speak with real character in a real time. I can show you. We have now promo video in development, but I can show you what we have. This is the teacher.
Od vás bude závisieť osud celej galaxie.
Okay, so children really likes this, and I see in this big potential, because in future we can use maybe augmented reality or mixed reality to enhance the experience of this product. Okay. Asi som si to pokazil. Sorry. Okay. So, our roots are punk, because we start as a very small company. I started alone with only 1,000 euros. And I turn over and over this 1,000 euros, and now we are much bigger firm, and the value of the company is, I am sure, is more than 1,000 euros. So, okay. But for me, is this important, because many projects in education sell their independence for little money from grants for big companies, or some state grants, or they take some investors. But they lose the opportunity to learn how to grow from the scratch. And I see in this growing from the scratch opportunity to learn how to be anti-fragile. So when comes the problem, we see what we learned in past, and we can take this knowledge to the future. So, and this all products we work with. It's only some start because we want in future have own school. So I have some inspiration what I want use in this school, and it's mindfulness, nonviolent communication, freedom to learn, gamification, serious gaming, LARPing, or project-based learning, new technologies, and simulations of economical life. So I can show you every this principle and say something about this. First is mindfulness. Mindfulness comes from East, maybe, from Theravada Buddhism, and some psychologists studied these meditation techniques and things like that, and find that it's good for all people. It's not only some religion stuff, but it's very healthy because neuroscientists find that our brains, when we meditate, sometime become more neuroplastic, and the gray matter in our brain increased. So there are some neuroscience stuff, and from psychological perspective, it increases concentration, empathy, self-regulation, and other stuff. People that meditate are more peaceful and stoic. What I see in my practice was that I sometimes react automatically, but when I can watch what I feel and what I think and what is perception that comes to me, then I can non-identify with these bad feelings, maybe anger, maybe fear, and I can stop this automatic reaction and make something that is more wiser. This is very good infrastructure for nonviolent communication. Nonviolent communication is communication based on human needs. The main idea is we shouldn't judge other people, but we should understand their needs. And then we can change conflicts to opportunity, to find strategies where we can together find satisfies our needs. It is a process where we first watching to inside and identify what happens inside, maybe some feelings, maybe some needs, and objective situation, and then we can these needs communicate. So we open the safe space for connection between two people, and then then we can find strategy that is good for all people in the class maybe. In the class it has potential because it can make a family atmosphere and safe environment. So then very important is for me freedom to learn. Peter Gray was or is psychologist that studies this phenomenon, and it's about that children like to learn normally, but the classical school is killer of the curiosity, independence, and the joy of learning. When someone have freedom to learn own way, he find inside motivation and can learn better, can learn more effective. Peter Gray with his team make before I think 30 years this school where there are no marks, there are no classrooms, there are no school subjects. Children can choose anything, anytime what they want to learn, and or they can only play and learn through the play. And there are children from 4 years to 18 years old. So the information can flow from older children to the younger. And this is not only one school in the world. There are many. They call democratic schools. Many of them have only few principles that must children doing, and after that they can choose anything. And the community make their own rules, so children feel responsibility to go with these rules. So, okay, and then very new thing that is here only maybe 10 years or 20 years are educational PC games. We can use emotion that have children from games for education, because PC games show them some heroes, some interesting stories that inspire them, and they are very interactive. And play is, from psychological perspective, the core of the learning. Because, for example, children from before school learn only with playing, through the play. There is some games that call serious games, and they can learn us how to coding or how to do mathematics, or they can give us some moral insight. For example, this is a game 1979 revolution. It's game about revolution in Iran, so children can learn their history and other things like that. And they can make very interesting choices, moral. So they have safe place to explore what is moral, what is unmoral, what it has, if it has some consequences. You can see this here. So you are on the protest and you can throw rock or don't throw the rock. Okay, and then is very important thing is project-based learning because the school is sterile and we need environment where children can see the real life, because real life is dynamic, everything changes, sometimes it's cruel, and the sterile environment can only show them something that it's not real. And project-based learning give them opportunity to make things interdisciplinary. And very important is to learn children technology, because they can be, it's better when they will be producers than consumers. And for me, very important is show children economic life, because it's big part of our life, money and entrepreneurship, and the classical schools ignores this. So there are some tools, how can we show them, like students' companies, like some school currencies and things like that. Okay, I haven't got so much time. I want to say last thing. We are not alone. There are more projects in Slovakia. So we cooperate together, and then can something more complex emerge. For example, we work with project Butterfly Effect. That is education for adults in gaming and app design. And we work together on the system where children start in 7 years and can go through this system to 26 years and can learn complex things about game development. So this is possible when projects work together, because it needs some specialization on the market to make more complex things. So thank you very much. Have you any questions?
Yes, thank you for your talk.
Thank you.
So if you have any questions, I will pass mic to you. I have a first one, if I can. You have a very interesting approach to competition. We've been talking about this before, and I really like that you try to build the scene, so you actually try to help your competition. So if you can tell us something about how you view competition in this field. So when you have a competitor that is providing these services, I have a perception that you try to help them because it helps you and so on.
Yes, on the start of the market, nobody, the customers don't know what is the product, don't learn anything about price of the products, and there is no specialization. So there is no good environment to grow, and it's good for everyone on the market to educate customers, to make some infrastructure so everyone can grow. And when markets come to their adulthood or something like that, this then can maybe some competitors fight together. But what is good for the market is maybe some when the competitor steals ideas and inspirates together, because it's good for the customer, because market innovate more faster. So maybe in one side it's maybe altruistic, in other hand it's egoistic, and these two things must go together, I think. So
In your LARP game, how does the teacher work? Do you have a person who operates that teacher, and how do you find those people, and how does that work?
This is only in development, so we are very small team. We are only two that testing with the children. So maybe when I was testing with the children, I was the I was the alien, and I act as an alien. So then we or we play some scene where they flying through the space, and there are some asteroids they must they must destroy and things like that. And after that we stop and we go to the work when is there some educational challenge. And we work with the computers, with the papers where they draw something, where they make some where they put their knowledge, and then after that this presentation like this, they say we find that we can grow food because in the desert is under the ground some desert river and things like that. So it looks like this. Okay.
I do like the image that the little child did. You know which one I mean? The cat, I think, cat and some mouses and rats or whatever. I don't remember exactly. The game was about education, and I think she was 8 or 9 years old, if I remember correctly. And I would be interested in seeing another work if you have some news like new images of little children that they make, that they are very, very nice, and all games or whatever they make. So
yes, we have some talented children. Now we go to some competition that calls Spongia, you know, maybe, and they work on they did something like game jam, because they have team and working on this game in they have deadline, so they have not only few time resources, so they must manage them. And I can show you maybe what they work now. Maybe they need some optimization, and you can say them what to do. So okay.
Yeah, in your presentation, when it comes to IT learning how to use IT and learning how to program, you always talked about programming games, and that's really nice. And I think many children really like this approach. But I, for one, I never really liked games. Do you give them the opportunity to build real systems, to do real engineering tasks, or?
No, because we haven't so much resources for that. We must specialize. So there are maybe other projects that can do this, because this is not only about education. This is maybe business side of it, that when you scale something, you have problem with people's, problem with resources, and you must manage them. So I like do anything and everything, but I haven't time for that. I haven't. I must put attention to one thing and make it good. So that's my answer.
So these kids who are going to your program, they also have to go to government schools, or
Yes.
So this is only in addition. In addition, they go to your program.
Yes, they go to government school, but in future we want to have own school. But this is in horizon, maybe 4 or 5 years in future.
Hi. My question is, how much do you consult the education sector, the actual teachers working with the children? That's the first one. And the second one, are there levels for different age groups of children for your product?
Okay. The first question was?
How much do you consult the education sector? Like, do you consult the actual professors of?
Okay. I am in the contact with some teachers, but we are maybe parallel, so I don't see to the education sector. Every time I speak with some teachers, I heard only things about that everything frustrates them, and there are some political structure in Slovakian education. Everything is problem. So I am in the bubble because this is something else, and I don't see maybe a way to take teachers from the system to our system, but I want in future work with young pedagogues that learn only things on the school, because they have open mind maybe. For many teachers is this too much maybe. But there are some in our community that understands what we do. So, and the second question was no. We have in one lesson children from 8 to 15 maybe, and they can cooperate together. So it's normal that the 13 years old boy have friend that have 10 years. Okay.
Okay. Hi.
Okay.
You were talking about a lot about gamification, and that it works very well with children. Yes, and I can believe this, and it's. On one side, it's very good because, of course, you can motivate them.
Okay.
On the other side, gamification also poses a danger because it's
Yes.
training children on this constant dopamine
Yes, yes,
surge
yes.
and everything. But then you talked about mindfulness, which is the exact opposite, kind of, and which
Yes.
again is the right balance to gamification, I think. But how do you manage to teach children mindfulness in this very gamificated context?
Okay.
You know.
With mindfulness, we start only. There is some problems with mindfulness and with gamification. You can use gamification to manipulate someone's mind. It's the ethical flaw. It's about the ethic of the teacher if he use this way. I think because you can use this for good things and for bad things. But the teacher that understand these principles and have ethics can use it this good way. So we try to choose the people, so not everyone can teach children. They learn about how to use these techniques and what is wrong, what is good. And the same thing is nonviolent communication. That is a more bigger problem, because when you use it as a technique, it's the pure manipulation and it's evil. So very important is what people you choose to your project and your company. Okay.
Hi, here. I think you are sharing some of your principles with some old-fashioned school systems like Montessori Schule or also Waldorf Schule. Are you in contact with these people, with these teachers?
I have one friend that is in very close connection with Waldorf schools, and he like anthropophia and things like that. But I don't want to cooperate with these kind schools because not because they are bad. They their work is very good, but we want to have, from perspective of our marketing, is better to be seen as innovative idea than some idea that is the alternative. You understand? In Slovakia, have Waldorf school problems because there was a big medial pressure on them. There are some esoterics in the school and things like that. I think that is not true, but the community is very specific, and I want to learn public. I want to teach public. Yes.
Yeah. So first of all, thanks a lot for what you're doing. It's super important. I have 8 years daughter, and for the last couple of years was trying to find something to help her, and didn't find anything, and actually right now decided to start the free time group or free time course in their school. So my question is, would you be interested in like helping me with kind of bootstrapping the structured program? So looks like you already have a lot of experience. So yeah, can I contact you to discuss how I can structure the course based on actually your experience and use this in a local like free time?
Yes, we can
activity.
speak after.
Okay,
after
cool. So thank you once more.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much for your questions and your presentation and answers. So, yeah, I think we should clap one more time for him. Thank you very much.
Thank you.